A long time ago, in the kingdom of blue scales, a Taoist monk and a Buddhist monk loved spending time together, engaging in friendly debates that could last for days, discussing their differing perspectives. Their conversations were so captivating that they even drew the attention of animals, particularly a wolf, a fox, and a snake. These creatures learned so much from the monks that they transcended their original forms, taking on humanoid traits and becoming the first of a new species known as the beastlings. As time passed and the two monks eventually passed away, the three friends continued to exist in their new forms, passing down their knowledge to other animals, which led to the growth of their kind. Generations went by, and both humans and beastlings thrived together, guided by the enlightened wisdom of a third race, the dragons. Among them were the 9 emperors, or 10, according to some, who led the nation through a long era of prosperity, an era that now seems to have come to an end. Time has moved on, and the three friends have not seen each other in a long while. But something is about to happen. 3 seemingly unrelated events are, in truth, deeply connected in ways no one could foresee. Their paths are destined to cross once more, leading them to uncover long-buried secrets. The story of Threefold Recital is multi-layered and rich in detail, though at times the narrative suffers from a bit too much padding, which might test the patience of some players, especially due to certain overly long dialogues. A degree of tolerance for this type of storytelling is needed to fully appreciate the plot, which, while not particularly deep, remains engaging thanks to a well-crafted cast of characters. At first glance, the game might seem like just another adventure with platforming and puzzle elements, but in reality, it is primarily a narrative-driven experience. While it controls like a side-scrolling platformer, at its core, it is very much an adventure game, where the 3 protagonists take turns solving the problem at hand. The player's main task is to talk to characters, gathering the necessary information to untangle the plot. The difficulty is virtually non-existent, as progressing usually just requires going back and forth, speaking to everyone until the solution presents itself. Even when asked questions, there are no penalties for incorrect answers. At the end of each chapter, the player is given a score, but it only serves to unlock purely cosmetic collectibles. Whether this hand-holding approach is a flaw or not depends on the player's preferences. More objectively, the few puzzles included are of rather low quality, so simple and straightforward that they feel almost unnecessary. Another disappointment is that despite the 3 protagonists supposedly having unique abilities, they feel nearly identical to control, with only minor, heavily guided differences. Over the course of the roughly 10-hour playtime required to reach the ending, this lack of meaningful distinction leaves a somewhat underwhelming impression. Graphically, the game is very well presented, featuring a charming 2D art style with varied and meticulously crafted environments. Most notably, the characters, both human and animal, are thoughtfully designed, bringing the world to life. This is especially true for the 3 protagonists. A wolf who, beneath his apparent strength, hides a sensitive soul, an adorable fox, and a captivating serpent. The game has no voice acting, and all dialogues are presented exclusively in text. The music, with its distinct oriental style, is very well composed and consistently enhances the player's experience throughout the adventure without any noticeable dips in quality. Threefold Recital is an enjoyable narrative adventure to follow, though it suffers from some excessive length in certain parts. Its highly guided gameplay, which rarely challenges the player to take initiative, could be considered its biggest flaw, though this largely depends on personal preference.